No, I don't do too many videos like this, but I want to try something different because this is a perfect example of what I've been trying to keep you guys from falling into. So let's get right into this and then I'll come
Me
back.
thinking my hair was healthy because of how it looked in its natural state.
So I think it's pretty obvious what's happened here. This poor girl's gone to the hair salon, had her hair blow dried straight, and the hairdresser's told her that all this flicky hair and these thin ends are because her hair is damaged. But I can absolutely assure you that anybody with 3B, 3C, 4A, 4B, or 4C, their hair texture will be thinner towards the ends and your hair is naturally weaker. So do not take any advice from anybody that tells you that those flicky bits are all breakage and that your hair is completely damaged. Because the reality is everybody's hair grows at different rates because of a growth cycle process called alogen, tetragen, collagen. And each hair is in a different phase. One's rest, one's grow, one fall out. If they were all in the same place, we'd go bald and we'd grow all our hair back over and over again. That's not how it works. So please be aware that not everything you get told by a hairdresser is the facts. Sad, but true. One of the main reasons for this is because a lot of hairdressers are misinformed by education that has been passed down from generation to generation of hairdressers that is not necessarily scientifically fact or proven. This is down to corporate hairdressing companies as well, so please be aware that you need to do your own homework. And this is for you hairdressers out there too. Just because somebody told you in a classroom once something doesn't mean it's right. It's like anything you see in the news, do your own homework and make sure that what somebody is telling you is facts.
So this the only thing. It's kind of hard to talk about facts when you using a fictional aid as a representation to talk about black people here that you don't really have. So let's go over a couple things. First things first, the curl typing chart is not real, okay? It's not real. It will not be found in any medical journal anywhere around the world. It was created by a man named Andre Walker in the early 1990s. He was Oprah Winfrey's hairstylist, and he only made the product line because he was Oprah Winfrey's hairstylist, and he had access to every woman of all races, all over the world. So he had products and he would label them 3A, 3B, 3C, all of that. And that was the way that he was able to teach people which one of his many hundreds of products that they should purchase. It was a money ploy and nothing else. And then a YouTuber heard about it and took it on. And for the last maybe 10, 11 years, it's been holy grail for whatever reason, but it's not real. So for one, anybody who is trying to give you facts or fiction and turn you against your own hairstylist and stuff like that with factional information, you should be alarmed. And that's why I've been teaching about the curl typing chart being fake, because let's be clear. First of all, the only piece of fact that he's talked about in this video is the natural hair growth cycle. But I need you to know something else. Any living organism on this planet that has hair has a natural hair growth cycle, okay? So it's not like nothing magical that he teaching. Everything with a freaking hair on it has the anagen phase, a telogen phase, and a canogen phase. Like, come on. That's not the thing. But see, the problem is this. The way that people structure things, if you do not know yourself and if you do not know the real structure of hair and things of that nature, then you're constantly going to be able to be steered any which direction, because let's be real, as black women, we cannot sit and have conversations and talk about stuff without arguing. So people see that as an easy entryway to come in and mix up pieces of lies with the truth, because let's be real. First of all, there are only two things that make your hair curly. The first thing is the size of the follicle. And this is where everybody's talking about with genetics and your hair being weak, is because the more round the follicle is, the straighter the hair is. And the more flat the follicle is, the curlier the hair. Somebody of Asian descent has a perfectly round circle, so their hair is very, very straight. And the more oval and the more flat the follicle gets, the more flat the follicle gets, the curlier the hair gets. So if you have super duper curly hair, you just have a real tight follicle. And scientists have made a theory, this is not a fact, they have made a theory that if you have that much tension on the follicle that your hair is weaker. Okay, part two that makes your hair curly is the amount of protein that you have living within the hair shaft, right? Because your hair is made of protein. Your hair is made of a protein called keratin, all right? And the more sulfur to sulfur linkages, the more protein you have in your hair, the curlier it is. So to say that the curlier your hair is, the weaker it is it doesn't even make sense. Make it make sense, because this is where the saying "too much is given, much is required" comes from, because somebody who has super duper curly hair has been given a lot of protein versus somebody with extremely straight hair hasn't been given any. So there's nothing required of them. Too much is given, much is required. You were not given any protein. So all you have to do is wash your hair, and you can blow dry to make it silky with a round brush and a blow dryer, because there's not that much required of you, because you were not given that much protein within your hair shaft, baby. But if you're talking about somebody who has curly hair, if your hair is normally like, let's say 18, 20 inches whenever it's straight, but then when it's curly, it look like it's a centimeter, baby, you got a lot. You the captain of the team. That's how it go. So please stop letting these people mix up lies with the truth. That's how they deceive you. You think like, oh, it is harder for me to do my hair. I do have to do more, so I must be the weakest. No, you just have more. Make it make sense. How is the one with more protein the weakest? How is the one with more melanin the weakest? It makes no sense. Make it make sense. Anytime somebody pulls out the curl typing chart, turn the video off. If they pull out the curl typing chart, they know nothing about science. They're recycling information. This man is just the same as the women that he's kind of talking about. Oh, don't believe what you see. We don't learn that in school. You don't learn the curl typing chart nowhere in school. This man knows absolutely nothing about curly hair. And I know that for a fact, because I know he didn't go to a black cosmetology school. And unless you go to a black cosmetology school, they talk about black hair for maybe like a week. Out of 2 years that you're in cosmetology school, they may talk about black hair for a week. So yeah, look at the source. I'm telling you, if we stop arguing on social media about stupid stuff, then they will not make videos like this. But people do not think twice about making fictional videos because it doesn't matter. They know that it's gonna take a very long time for us to come to a middle ground to see if whether or not the person is telling the truth or lying, because people are so against each other in one unit. It makes no sense. All of the things that he's talking about and everything that I'm saying, you can do a common sense check to see. Everything that I'm talking about now is common sense. It don't make sense, because let me tell you something. This same dude that's sitting here talking and giving all of this advice, let a woman with extremely curly, what you guys love to call 4C, let a woman walk in with super kinky 4C hair. He's not going to know what to do with it. He won't know how to get it silky straight. So I'm just trying to figure out why we're constantly listening to people who cannot even master our hair in its natural state. The people that you take your advice from can only master your hair if they change it or alter it in some type of way, in a chemical way or anything. But the black women who are telling y'all that the see-through hair is damaged hair that you need to remove are women who have took their time to spend thousands and thousands of dollars throughout their career to learn how to treat your hair. And it is your job to know the difference between a hairstylist and a cosmetologist that's there for the money and somebody that's really there for facts. Because I know so many women who stay up late at night because they love this industry so much and they want y'all to feel how much they love it. But it's hard for them to do it because they're fighting against people like this that don't even know nothing about the stuff they talking about. Come on, man. Like, it starts inside. The reason that our house can't stand firmly out there is because it's weak inside.